Good evening, everybody. Tonight we're at the world-famous Brookdale Lodge in the Santa Cruz Mountains. This place is incredibly haunted. It's supposedly got over 45 spirits here, and tonight we're going to go around and check to see if we can find even one of them. Come on with us. So this room right here that we're going to walk into is the most famous room in the Brookdale Lodge. It's actually called the Brooke Room, and it has a 70-foot creek or brook running right through the middle of it. And this is the room that little Sarah died in. So this right here is the famous Brooke Room at the Brookdale Lodge. This creek is 70 feet long and runs straight through the center of this room and comes from the outdoors and goes back to the outdoors. They actually built this room around this creek. I guess they didn't think they had enough land around here, but you know what? It really makes for a fantastic restaurant. Right down in this area here is where little Sarah died. She actually fell on a slippery rock and hit her head while her uncle was working on this room. And unfortunately she died. So that is the girl that most people see when they're walking around the Brookdale Lodge. Now, there's also been another spirit that tends to float across the bridge, and it appears that it's a woman wearing a long flowing white gown. People say that it's Sarah's mom. We're not really sure. We have never seen her ourselves, but tonight we are here to find both of them. So now I'll take you to a really awesome room in the hotel. It's actually just off to the side of the Brooke Room here, and it's called the Log Cabin. I personally had a little bit of a weird experience in there at our last conference. I was sitting in on a seance with Nancy Bradley, and I started to get this sensation in my chest that was really heavy. And I normally don't feel things like that. And I was sitting there and I just couldn't catch my breath. I felt like I was getting an asthma attack. And Nancy says, you know, Shannon, what's wrong with you? And there's 80 people around the room, and she honed in on me. And I said, I don't know, I feel like I'm having an asthma attack. And then, lo and behold, one of the workers said, that's where I fell through the floor. So I'll show you that area right now. The Log Cabin. And it's really cold in here, and the reason why is because it's literally built into the ground, the rock. This whole place is so unique. You can see my breath. I mean, it's cold in here. It's so unique the way that they built this place. It's just amazing to me. And you'll see on the floor that there's actually water coming through because it's, this is natural. Literally just don't have a foundation, just started building. And this is the Log Cabin. This is actually where we're going to hold our 2008 Northern California Paranormal Conference. And this behemoth of a fireplace, doesn't it kind of remind you of that one in The Devil's Advocate? Just want to see De Niro kind of roaming around up here. And I don't know, I just love this room. And this is actually the place that I was sitting in, and I was kind of doing one of these, kind of paying attention to the seance. And I just started feeling this feeling in my heart, like my heart was racing and I had no breath, and it was really just bizarre. And then Roger, the guy who works here, said, well, that's because that's where I fell through the floor, and he's in a wheelchair now. Isn't this place just fascinating? I actually have a picture that one of my members sent me, and it's of a gentleman leaning over the railing, and it's like she's taking it from downstairs by the creek. And he's leaning over like this, and he's got a baseball hat on. And it's truly an apparition. There was no one in the room when she took it. So this place is just crawling with activity, and I'm so excited to be here, and I really hope we find something tonight.